Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world, or whatever time you'll be watching this video. So, guys, today has been another successful day for Auntie Donna and her donors in collecting monies to prepare and serve a meal to the less fortunate folks in downtown Kingston today. Now, you know, every Easter, Auntie Donna always, and her donors, always look out for the less fortunate folks. I think this year is the first year that Auntie Donna was accepting donations from her donors. But for all the years so far, she has done it from her pocket. But this year, she accepted donations from her donors, right? So, Auntie Donna was gifted some buns from Purity and Miss Birdie, because as you all know that Auntie Donna is the brand ambassador for Miss Birdie. So she got some buns donated by Miss Birdie, and Auntie Donna also purchased some buns, because what she also did, she provided bun and cheese for members of her community. So what she did, I think she had like 10 boxes left of buns, which she was going to donate or serve for the less fortunate folks downtown Kingston. So Auntie Donna went online, and then she was asking her donors for to help support, so that if they could buy some cheese to go with the bun. So initially she requested $1,000, asking for cheese, and then she was saying, okay, maybe she could give them some juice and water. So she upped her request to $1,500. And guys, in true supportive style, Auntie Donna's donors, they came forth for her and the less fortunate, and her project. And she ended up collecting over $2,000. And as usual, Auntie Donna is always telling persons to stop donating, because, she always surpasses her mark. So she got over $2,000, right? So for today's meal for the less fortunate, Auntie Donna, her and her team that's always with her, her forever team, Renee, Fresh, Stammer, Paula, Natalie, and Jerry, because Jerry's always there to assist with the driving, so they all prepared the meals. And, and Tina, how could I forget Tina? Tina is so quiet that sometimes you tend to forget her. So they, all got up, and Auntie Donna, she prepared Escovitch fish festival, macaroni salad, as well as the bun and cheese and juice and water. And guys, let me tell you, honestly, well, I guess, she's used to it. She's used to cooking in large portions, because even today, when I saw her knead that dough for the festival, boy, I tell you, a lot of times Auntie Donna always joke that, her back is broad and her arms are big. But when I saw her doing that today, I'm like, yes, Auntie Donna, you were made and built for this, because with that huge dough for the festival, I don't know, but I cook for a small family, and I couldn't do what she does. Nope. Because, Stammer helped to clean up 2 boxes of fish. And guys, all of us know that, when we're in the kitchen and when we're cooking for our family, sometimes, we're cooking, say, for a maximum 5 people in our families. And sometimes we're so tired, the prep to cook for 5 people is so much. Imagine you're prepping, say, 5 fish for your family, 5 fish and festival and doing your escovitch. And you're gonna get tired because you're gonna be cleaning the fish, and I don't know if anybody is like me. I clean the fish and wash down same time before I can do anything, even before I can season up the fish. After I'm done cleaning up my fish, I have to put the fish aside and then wash down because I have to just get rid of all the scales and entrails and everything like that and tidy up the place before I start, doing the seasoning. So imagine, cleaning up and seasoning up 2 big boxes of fish, right? That is a monumental task. And, kudos to Stammer. That was a portion of Stammer's job today. Auntie Donna needed that huge dough for the festival, and then she prepped for the escovitch fish, and then she went on to, or well, she started the frying for the fish, and then Stammer took over. Because of course it's a lot of fish. And she just, to me, she just went through it effortlessly. And honestly, I have to really, really have to give them props. Again, guys, cooking is not an easy feat. And for them to be on their feet, all day doing this, I have to give them mad props. Right? And then Auntie Donna passed on the remainder of the frying of the fish to Stammer. I think maybe Renee was doing the salad, the macaroni salad. I wasn't sure because I was in and out watching her video. I was, doing my stuff too. And then Auntie Donna went to be with Paula and or Tina and Natalie in preparing the bun and cheese packages. And boy, Auntie Donna hand heavy in a man. When I look and I see the hunks of bun and the whole heap of cheese, I'm like, seriously, anybody could cut the bun and cheese like in four quarters and then belly full. But there are a lot of comments on her live stream telling her that she's cutting the bun and the cheese too much. And in true Auntie Donna fashion, when Auntie Donna have her heart and her mindset on something, you can't budge her. So Auntie Donna was saying, no, she's giving it to them because, it's a treat for the less fortunate. And, I understand her, but I also understand the the her supporters in the comment section because sometimes that can eating a lot of bun and cheese, sometimes they can be clawing too. So you want to give them, yes, but you don't want to give them too much that they're probably gonna end up maybe throwing out because after a while bun and cheese can get clawing. But anyway, Auntie Donna's rationale is that she always gives surplus, and she was saying it's not all the time they get stuff like that. So she's just giving them a little surplus, because she was also saying that she asked for $1,500 and the donors blessed her with over $2,000. So just as she got a surplus in her asking for the support, she thinks that she could just pay it forward and give the surplus to the less fortunate. So okay, Auntie Donna, it's your show, you run your show, right? And then, after they did those and they did the packaging up the containers for the meals to take them downtown, and Jerry went for the juice, and, off they went. So the next video started when they were downtown now, and they had, the persons lined up in the queue for the food. And I must say, this part of it was very organized. Everyone, they came and they got their meals and drink and stuff. And I honestly love that because, sometimes, when you see some persons, and, sometimes persons will be telling their stories while they are getting the meals, and sometimes when you listen to them, it's heartbreaking. Sometimes, for whatever reason, they're on the streets, you know, they fell on hard times. Their families may have put them out for whatever reason, or they lost their homes, or you know, just any particular reason. Sometimes the stories are extremely heartbreaking. But anyways, it was good to see them, lined up and orderly. And of course, we all know that not all of the persons who lined up were homeless. Some persons just, knew that there was some food coming, and they just, they joined the lines. So it was a nice lineup, and within no time everything was finished. And Auntie Donna, they served some hefty portions, and it was over 100 persons that they fed. And it was that, as again, that part of it was a bit organized until and guys, every year since I've been watching Auntie Donna, I've been watching her since 2019. And every year when she does this, feeding of the less fortunate, when it comes to this portion, I I get anxious, to the point, just watching, I get my anxiety and my stress level shoots through the roof, because I'm like, oh my God, this is just so unsafe, right? But to this evening, after Auntie Donna came home, she was saying that she has been giving that money to them for a number of years, and this is how it always is. But Auntie Donna, just my suggestion is that even though you have been doing it for all these years and nothing has ever happened, when you are distributing money. You did say on your live stream maybe a few weeks ago that they were saying don't give them any more money, because they are fighting amongst themselves when you give them money. And a scenario has happened previously where something had happened, and you had said that a while ago, maybe a couple of years ago, when they were saying that, yeah, after, I believe it was after you had given out. I think this is the time when you were um, going into the little shelter there, that they were saying there was a fight, and there was, some people got hurt because of the money situation. But you did come out and say, they told you not to give out any money because they fight among themselves. But I think that you should listen to that. Yes, everybody needs money, but they may not be fighting in your presence, but who knows what happens to them after you leave, because you can tell, the nature when it comes to money, because when you were handing out the food, it was all nice and calm, but when it came to the money part, it was all this fighting. And my concern is that the safety of your team. Honestly, I could not work in that environment, because that is just so unsafe. Every time when it comes to the money portion, it's the look, it just doesn't look safe, because you have all these persons clamoring around you guys, and your team members are there. You don't know when somebody is going to snap and say, no, you have money. And then when you have finished handing out the money, of course, some people come back, you know for seconds and third, to get more money. And then, that causes, lots of arguments and stuff. And as we saw today, there was also a lot of argument, right? But you don't know when somebody's gonna come back and maybe hold up one of your team members, right? Because they're going to think that your team members have money. And because you're always, calling out your other team members, you'll be, even when you say you don't have any more, then you will be calling, Paula, do you have any more? I mean, people, they know Paula, so they, if the money finishes at the beginning, they have been getting enough money to know now. So once you say it's finished, they may go to Paula and think that Paula have money. And then you started calling Jerry, you know, they may be rushing them as well. But honestly, I just think that type of environment is unsafe. I mean, again, it's your show. And even though, you said that they told you not to give any money, but you're still giving them. But I think even if you're going to continue to give them, have some more semblance of an order, have it more organized, where you can give the money, have, well, maybe cops or someone else or other people that you can, distribute the money in a safer manner. Because honestly, I feel so scared for you and your team, because they're all up in your face. And then even when you went and you sat in the van, they're still, clamoring at the window, pushing their hands through the window. And then you're taking up your handbag, searching through your handbag. If you say the money is finished, then the money is finished. That's why they don't believe you, and that's why they keep coming back to you. If you say you're done, then it's done. Don't say it's done and then you're calling, Paula, Jerry, everybody else, and taking up your handbag, looking in the handbag. You budget whatever, and when it's done, it's done. And see, there was even one person who was so presumptuous when you said that, the money was finished. Then he's telling you that you can go to the ATM because he saw your bank cards. I mean, I don't know how it is for you in Jamaica, but up here when we have our bank cards, we can tap. So what if that person, he saw the bank cards that you had? What if that person had grabbed your purse and then taken out your bank card? Ran away with your bank card. You can just use your card and tap and get money. But I think just that money distribution part needs to be more organized. Either you're going to, refrain from giving them the money, because, we all know that afterward people will be complaining, among themselves, and who get too much, and then they'll start the war. You know, just maybe something that you can look into. And when you watch back the video, just watch back the video and see what, your subscribers, your supporters are saying when it comes to the money distribution. Watch that portion of the video and watch the comments in the video, and you will see it looks very unsafe. But you're an adult, you run your show. But I guess for us on the outside, viewing, well, for me, that's just my opinion. But awesome job to you and the team members. I applaud you and your team and your donors for the tremendous job that you did today, and you have been doing for the past few years, and you continue to do, because there's not a lot of people who will take it upon themselves and support less fortunate folks. So kudos to you. And it was just a good look to see, just until it got to the money distribution. But all in all, good job to you and your team and your donors. All right, catch you on the next video. Guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and give me your views on how you think today went. Thank you. Catch you on the next video.